me. You sound like a robot.
I'm not roboting. I'm still roboting.
What the fuck did you do? No, you're all right now.
No, I started the stream. I think it went, and then I think it spazzed out for a minute, and then I think it's calmed down now. There's extra content on Rumble because Splitcam didn't start working straight away, but we're live now on YouTube. So we got 10 seconds of Rumble exclusive footage.
All right, nice.
Of me moaning about Hobbit not being on because he's selfish bastard.
Selfish bastard.
Mixed bag. Is this about Haribo or who was it I found said Haribo the other day? Oh, Beth Rigby.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Beth Rigby
it. Yeah,
called Haribos, didn't she?
Haribo.
I did have some Haribos the other day. my favourite story about like this, I've told it a few times, but it's Peter Mandelson when he goes to a chippy up north while he's out campaigning, and he has mushy peas and shit. He has fish chips, mushy peas. He says, "Wow, some rather marvellous guacamole with it."
Fucking hell.
Don't know what the fuck mushy peas are, but yeah, fuck
Alien.
You're not supposed. Apparently, you can't say fuck at any point in YouTube now, can you?
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, see you next week, guys.
Do you remember you used to not be able to say? Do you remember you used to be not be able to say fuck at the start? Apparently, you can't say fuck anywhere.
Oh, what? Yeah. It's like 5-second rule or something, right?
So that's literally every video Fraser's on is now demonetized.
Yeah, baby. I don't say that often. Come on, like fucking hell.
We've had a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, that's true. I've been resurrected again. You know, fucking pulled out my coffin. Fucking, you know.
Fraser, the ever living. You just like mum right?
Ever living.
You ain't old enough to remember Thundercats, are you?
No, I'm not.
It was Mum Ra, the ever living was their nemesis. So that's why I called you Fraser, the ever living.
Oh, okay. Thanks, honey. Fucking shit.
Oh, 2,500 kilobytes per second. Ah, right, so I can turn this down.
Oh.
Ah, right, so I can actually turn some of this stuff down.
Oh, you've actually upgraded to broadband now. You're not on fucking dial-up.
No, just it's putting out way too much. I just got to figure out how to turn it down. Too much power to the YouTube, so it can't take no more, Captain. Too much power.
Too much bits.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow.
Yeah. She can't take no more, Captain. Oh dear, I do miss Star Trek.
Remember when Star Trek was good?
Yeah. So where do you want to? We'll do some bits. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start Desert Moss? This Desert Moss might help humans live on Mars.
Don't make me. Don't make me laugh, please. Yes, we're dying this week, lads.
Is it? Yeah. This is.
Apologies for the. This is the low energy, low vibes.
No, we had that with me and Hobbit before we finished, where we did an hour and a half and turned it.
All right. Maybe the fucking...
The second most.
Euphoria will kick in or something, and we'll
this Desert Moss might help humans live on Mars. Don't we have to get there first? do we not? Is that not the first part of it? Is getting there?
Well, you would think that, right? But I guess if we do all the other stuff first, then if we do ever get there, we can use this stuff.
Are we literally cargo culting going to space?
Yeah.
We get all the moss right. We get all the boxes there. We get all the boxes ready to load on the rocket, and then we go to Cape Canaveral and we pray. We pray for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear God of the sky, bring us the rocket.
Go up. Rocket, go up. And then you realise that the moss is too heavy and it's keeping the rocket down.
Because they've literally done it. They've literally done it all, haven't they? They've even figured out They've even figured out which grasses to grow on. So say you did like I'm trying to think.
That would require an atmosphere, Hemi. Now, as we know, does Mars have an atmosphere? Wait, I've been retconning this.
But they've even figured some of this stuff out, haven't they? Because I was watching a thing where they were talking about like making generational spaceships. So like in Passengers or something like that. They've actually figured out which grasses suck in the most CO2 and give out the most oxygen.
The atmosphere of Mars is a layer of gases surrounding Mars. It is primarily composed of carbon dioxide, 95%, molecular nitrogen, 2.8.5%, and argon, 2%. It also contains trace levels of water vapor, oxygen, carbon monoxide, not hydrogen, and noble gases.
So they're saying, so you got this moss that's called Syntrichia caninervis. Right. That's it. The exceptional resilience of this moss is brought to light by ecologist Wanming Zhang. He's probably already ate it. And Dave Zhang. You know they've cooked this fucker up, don't you? They've ate it. You know that. Along with botanist Tingyun Quack. So am I guessing this happened in China? And set the scientific world abuzz.
Wow, we're not letting the Chinese get there first, are we?
They're going to get to Mars. Oh no, they're going to get to Mars. They're going to pray to the sky god for the rocket to go. All three are affiliated with the esteemed Chinese Academy of Sciences. I've seen how they build their buildings. I don't put that much trust in their bridges, Academy of Sciences.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? They do build good bridges for some reason. Like only 98% of them fall down.
Yeah. And have dedicated extensive time and effort into the research. In the wild, Syntrichia caniverus is found in extreme desert environments from Tibet to Antarctica. Greenland?
Oh, I see.
Is it found in Greenland?
Maybe.
and circumpolar regions.
So you think like the Chinese space agency's like Mars is going to be in Tibet? We're just going to see some Sherpas and some fucking alpacas in the background one time. Is that what we're going to see? Just like
we found, and here we are. We found the highest mountain in Mars. Just ignore the
Olympus Mons.
Ignore the dead climbers. Just ignore the dead climbers.
It looks suspiciously like Mount Everest, but it's like.
Hey, look! There's some Mars celebs climbing Everest for BBC.
Yeah. Look at all those multicoloured flags up there, guys. It's just they were already there. Look, signs of life.
You'll see that place in like Batman Begins where he's fighting Batman on the ice, and they're look at the ice on Mars. Look at these lovely blue flowers on Mars.
Yeah, exactly. I continue that with Ming Zing and Zhang.
When are they going to get to the... Jesus Christ, just get to the fucking point.
No, read it all, because that's why it's funny.
The team tested that... No, because there is a lot of waffle in this. The team tested the cold tolerance of the moss by storing it in below freezing temperatures. Wow, like literally only scientists could have done this. Literally, nobody could have just chucked it in their freezer. Remarkably, the plant sprung back to life after being thawed, especially those that had been dehydrated before they were frozen. Strychnia caninervis showed remarkable resilience to gamma radiation with doses of 50... Hobbit knows all this shit, doesn't he? Of 500 gamma units, seeming to boost the plant's growth. Yeah. For perspective, the exposure to around 50 gamma units would cause severe damage and even death in humans. In fact, gamma radiation at such high levels is known to turn people into the Hulk. No, it's not. It's known to break down the DNA structure in most organisms. So how did the Hulk get better then? Leading to catastrophic cell damage.
Books.
However, read books, kids. You might end up like Stan Lee. However, this resilient plant not only survives but thrives. Is Hulk made of moss? Is this what they're telling us? Is that why he's green? He's moss man. Demonstrating an incredible natural adaptation that could have significant implications for understand. Yeah, all you fucking astronauts will be dead, but at least their plants will be alive.
I don't. Right. Well, here's my first question of Mr. Chinese Science Man. You're saying that it comes back to life when it is cold, so it can't survive in a cold atmosphere, which Mars is, right? It thus also needs oxygen.
How cold is
like
Mars? I literally know no Mars facts whatsoever.
Right, okay.
Everything I know about Mars, I learnt from Total Recall. So.
Temperature. Let's have a look.
Dom says, can't they just train some tardigrades to terraform it?
Right, okay. The average surface emission temperature of Mars is just minus 58 degrees Celsius, guys. It's only minus 58 degrees, 40 fucking 2 degrees off absolute zero. But that's okay.
Yeah, but when it's Mars, when it's Mars summertime, the moss will come back to life, Fraser.
No, that is all the time. I don't think there's a summertime.
Look, I've been to Greenland in the summer and I know it warms up.
Here's the question, right? So, this is how they're going to have to bring the moss. They've got to warm it up, right? You can't do that with no oxygen in the atmosphere. So, they've got to bring their own oxygen and make the astronauts, whoever, like suffocate to death, using up all that oxygen to bring the moss back to life. And then he'll die again because it gets cold.
Right, so the true test of the moss was its ability to survive simulated Martian conditions within the Chinese Academy of Sciences Planetary Atmospheres Simulation Facility. They really do need a snappier name for that. That's too long. It's far too long. This simulator mimicked Mars' harsh environment, complete with fluctuating temperatures, high levels of UV radiation, low atmospheric pressure, and a CO2 heavy atmosphere. Astoundingly, the moss demonstrated a 100% regeneration rate, even after enduring these conditions for up to a week. The hydrated plants, though, are regenerating more slowly than their dried counterparts. Okay, that's interesting.
Right. Okay. Right.
But what the fuck use is this moss? What use is it?
Well, this is it. You've got to keep it warm all the time, and where are you going to get the energy from that? Your solar panels on Mars? How are you going to generate the energy to generate the heat to keep it alive?
Solar panels would be great because they're UV, aren't they?
Well, yeah, but the sun's much further away, supposedly, so you're not going to get as much because it's further away, right? And it's diminishing the...
Yeah, but Fraser, they've already said there's UV. There's UV. They're treating science like they're a writer on the Acolyte. Like they've established there's UV there.
Look. There's a reason why we put solar panels along the equator, because there's more direct sun. That's why in the north it's not very useful to have them, because there's less sunlight and the distance. Yeah. And it's closer as well at the equator, supposedly, on the sphere. But yeah,
they literally all they've done is they've found a moss that can survive these habitats, but they're not telling you what. Study Cygna. So next time you come across a patch of moss, what they're not. What's the application of this moss? Like there's no application for this moss other than it doesn't die. That's the application for this moss.
What is it gonna produce oxygen for them? What is it gonna do? Like, is that why they're taking it? What?
No, they don't say it. They literally don't say what the application for this moss is. All they've done is they've found a plant that would not die on Mars. Are we ready to move to Mars? Will this small plant be the key to colonising the Red Planet? Only time will tell. Scientists around the world are working tirelessly to unlock the secrets of Mars' environment and its potential to support human life. They've found a plant that won't die on Mars, and hey, we're ready to go.
No, that's not even true. That's bullshit. It will die on Mars.
Well, it won't die.
It can't be outside.
It won't die. It just won't live.
Exactly. It won't do whatever you want it to do, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, in that respect, yeah, it doesn't die on Mars. Great.
Ian says, where's Hobbit? Maybe he's got a stand-up gig tonight. Ian, you can pop on if you're free.
Yeah.
Angie Dom. Strength in numbers and all that.
I know.
Craig Wilson said summer's day in Northumberland, that.
Yeah, it is.
So there you go. They found a moss. It won't die on Mars. which is great.
It won't survive either, but okay.
It won't. It
Yeah.
won't die. It won't die. It won't thrive. But yeah. Oh, you can check them. You can check them out on Earth Snap. What the fucking hell is that? Sounds like Snapchat for NASA nerds. Snapchat for NASA fanboys.
Oh, give me that. I'll go in there later. I need a good laugh.
Oh, it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of the Moss article. What else have we got? Let's go for some debunking. I'm debunking. I'm gonna debunk your haunted house worries, Fraser. Do you ever lay awake at night worried that your house is haunted?
Yeah, obviously, because noises I hear.
Do you sleep? Do you sleep with your covers over your head? Well, I've got a boy. Have I got the article for you, Fraser? Is my house haunted? A general building contractor weighs in.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I've run into quite a few stories of people claiming that. I've skipped the start because let's start from the start. No. Because I am the science editor for Paranormal Daily News, and I'm also a licensed California general building contractor. He must have seen some human poo in his time then, and I've done a lot of handyman type work over the years. What I want to address today, but he's going to just say all of these are homeless people. I think it's going to be homeless. If he's in California, it's just going to be homeless people are going to be the answer to all of these. What I want to address today are some of the normal things that occur with buildings that have to be taken into consideration when examining a potential haunting or ghost. I've run into quite a few stories of people claiming that something paranormal was happening in their home that were head scratchers for me. No, I'd think to myself, I've run into that kind of problem before, and I know what causes it and how to fix it. He ain't afraid of no ghost. Busting makes him feel good. So I made a little list of stuff that I'm familiar with. There are other things that paranormal investigators should be aware of course, but I'm only addressing things that might be related to a haunting that were within my area of expertise. He's in no way debunking.
No.
This is in no way a debunking of paranormal investigations or their findings. However, in quality paranormal investigation, so he is debunking not quality paranormal investigation.
Yeah. Okay.
So
we like, yes.
Most haunted and that annoying bird off the telly that used to be on Blue Peter. We're looking at you. Because he said quality paranormal investigation.
What was her name? Yvette? Was it Yvette something?
Cooper.
Was it Yvette? No, that's the politician.
Oh,
that's a politician. Unless that is the same person,
though, doesn't it? Can't
yeah,
chat. Dumb elf kicker thinks Hobbit's recreating classic Bobby Davro impression sets. Yvette Fielding.
Right, there we go.
Got it, Yvette Fielding. And Carl, her long-suffering husband.
Yeah. and that fucking medium guy, the bald guy. What was his name?
Oh, no. I only used to watch when Derek was on there.
Oh, right, okay.
But Derek was better in that. He did that one with off EastEnders whose nose fell off.
Oh, grim. I didn't watch that. What's her name?
You know, when the middle of her nose fell out because she did too much coke with Brian Harvey from East 17. What's her name?
I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't.
Well, he did a paranormal show with her, and that's where the Mary Loves Dick comes from. Mary Loves Dick. Mary Loves Dick. You heard that one, haven't you, Fraser?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh shit! I've got to do this because we're just having some fun tonight because Hobbit's here. Hobbit's not here.
Hobbit is here in spirit.
Yeah,
he's with us in spirit. Get a spirit box out of a Hobbit.
Mary Loves Dick. I really need to download this audio. Right, let's set this up. So here you are. That's not it. That's fucking audio. It's terrible. So picture it, Fraser. You're in a haunted situation.
Yeah.
Derek Akora has a queer turn, and suddenly he starts spouting
he is queer,
this.
Isn't he?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He was a footballer. Where is it? Yeah, right.
Press
So
the
here we
play
go.
button.
Are you ready? So you ready to be spooked out your mind when Derek Okura gets possessed?
He said not, but I mean, all the accounts we've got say not.
Oh
but it
no,
could be
David
wrong.
Bull's
the
on
name
this.
could have been
Reform
Knox
MP
because
David
all of this.
Bull.
Sorry, the name otherwise is...
He said Knox,
Right.
Knox, rather than not. But who's right? Is Derek right? And are the books
So this is the studio,
wrong?
this bit with
I don't know.
David Bull, and I can't remember who the bloke is.
I would say the tradition of them being called not, but again,
so these are the,
it's
so
very
the
close. Not.
So the situation used to
So
be
I
with
think
this
there is-
program. I cannot remember what it was called. Oh, this is supposed to be Most Haunted. Oh, this was Most Haunted. So I've got the researchers back in the studio. They're discussing Derek Okura's shenanigans. I'll flick by this a bit. So you got Yvette Fielding, everybody's favourite paranormal investigator, who this bloke's talking about, and then you've got Derek Okura, and he's with Spirit. He's got Sammy's Spirit Guide. Did you used to watch Most Haunted?
A bit, and then like.
So do you remember Derek? Do you remember Derek Okura had Sam, who the American Indian, his Spirit Guide?
Yes, I remember the Spirit Guide.
So Derek Okura's there, Sam's there. And we're ready for a serious possession now. This is 100% serious. This possession.
Since coming out of his physical body, all the things he couldn't do when he was, getting in and high level, he can now do.
Right.
And anything that's happening up here is not because, basically, I know the name Robert walks around, and I know Mary does, but there's this peaceful, calm, spiritual activity there with.
You all right?
Oh no! He's being possessed. He's being possessed now.
What is it, Derek? You all right?
Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. Harry loves Dick. Richard.
Dirty bitch.
It's making the noises. What the fuck?
Mary loves Dick's an absolute.
That stinks about him. No.
Who are you?
You're right.
You all right?
Just for a moment.
That's the
My God.
Do you know what? Do you know why I've never forgotten Mary Loves Dick now? I fucking love Mary.
No.
Mary Loves Dick. Mary Loves Dick. Daniela Westbrook. Yeah, that's it. Craig Wilson remembered it. Off license said something's entered him.
Mary's dick, yeah.
Mary Loves Dick. Mary Loves Dick. Anyway, back to this article. That's a fucking classic. That is Mary Loves Dick. We need to do some new. We do need to do some new 14 words titles with some of Derek Okura's best bits on it. Mary Loves Dick.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh dear me. So anyway, this is in no way debunking of paranormal investigations for their findings. However, in quality paranormal investigation, Mary doesn't love Dick. Ordinary courses have to be either completely ruled out or accounted for. Otherwise, an investigation will leave questions on the table, ripe for criticism. Here, I'm going to address the things that someone in construction will run into from time to time. Haunted houses have personality. Houses are systems and have their own personalities. They have water, electrical, sewer, heating, often gas and air conditioning. This is Yank, by the way. They have a variety of passive mechanical systems, such as doorknobs, locks, hinges, drawers, electronic and electromechanical systems. He's literally going to list everything a house has in it. Blah, 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 blah. I don't need to list it. People know what houses are in houses.
It's got a U-bend.
Yeah. Any given moment, we'll assume that everybody listening knows what's inside a house.
Yeah.
At any given moment, these parts of the house are in various states of repair and are subject to the vagaries of their initial installation and general wear over time. In addition to this, houses have consumable items such as light bulbs and air filters that wear out.
Right.
The building may have been remodeled at some point or have various other idiosyncrasies. Every building is different, and some I don't know.
Is it going to explain why the cupboards keep opening and closing on their own?
Yeah, old.
It's just old.
Just old.
Just in repair. Needs repaired.
Why the dishes floating through the air? Well, just it's old house, Every building's different.
Just its personality. Just its personality.
Yeah, just a quirky house. It's just one of the house's idiosyncrasies.
It does that. Yeah.
Every building is different, and some of the things that go on in houses can seem paranormal to people who don't see this stuff happen on a regular basis.
Well, that's why, because it doesn't happen on a regular fucking basis.
Oh dear! Have you ever seen that guy on TikTok, the one who said he's haunted by a ghost called Winston?
No.
It's a Manchester guy, and he's haunted by a ghost called Winston. If you ever go on TikTok, have a look at him. It's quite funny. It's like he's sitting there, and like stuff will move in his living room, and he goes, "Oh, fuck off, Winston! I'm not in the mood for it." He just rags this ghost all the time. It's hilarious. In addition to this, I don't think it's just enough to just provide a list, but also how to check for these things. Lights that go on and off or flicker for seemingly no reason. There are lots of... I've got the feeling this is going to be for retards. I'm just... sorry, YouTube, but this is.
My IQ.
There are lots of things that can cause this. When it's possible for the house wiring to be the problem, it's far more likely to be coming from a switch, the light, or the light fixture. This kind of thing is on my client's fix list. It's often enough that I would be reluctant to ever ascribe it to anything paranormal. So yeah, he is kind of right. I think over time, like because copper's a good conductor. It's also a good conductor of heat and stuff like that. So it will expand and contract with temperature differences.
The lights going on and off is not one of the main.
Well, you know the difference between loose wiring and a ghost. Don't you?
That's it.
Hope you
normally,
do anyway.
normally the lights flickering on and off isn't in conjunction with the things flying around them.
This whole thing. This whole thing is literally autism.
Oh, the light turned off. Oh shit! I need a light bulb. The light bulb's gone.
And he's also like, I'm not reading all. This is literally autism. It's just blah 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 blah. It can be loose wiring. Remember to get a qualified electrician in. So he's also like selling his services as well, I think.
Yeah. Of course.
So if your light's coming on and off, as he said, so if you got a fluorescent, it could be the transformer. So not necessarily the bulb, the lamp, as electricians say. What's he saying? Loose wiring, yeah, possible. Yeah. Switch could be on its way out, possible. But generally, with like a switch, it's not going to come on. It's not going to flicker off, is it? LED. Any light with electronics, usually LED, is vulnerable to weird failures. I think they're just all like that.
But not as much as plasma TVs, all right? Remember those? Those were the days.
What? Having said that, scientific studies into mind and matter interactions, aka telekinesis, aka psychokinesis, which is what this is, requires lability, unstable or easily changeable. So it's possible that an ordinary failing electrical connection could provide an environment suitable for the paranormal. Context is important. What?
I didn't see that one coming.
This is a bit schizophrenic. Weird knocks, creaks and groans. These do exist as paranormal things, unlike weird lighting issues. I don't see a lot of these things except for water hammering. But water hammering, you are not... Have you ever heard, what water hammer is, Fraser?
No.
It's when air gets trapped in the pipes and it just...
It's that dinging sound.
It's like a... I'm trying to think what it's like.
Like clunking sound.
Sometimes it's like ba 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 ba, but it's water hammer because it comes from where the pipes are. So you're going to guess that, and it usually comes from kind of the cistern area anyway. So it's when you get I think it's when you get water and something else in your pipes. I remember when Derek called some woman a bitch during one of his sessions. I don't remember that one. Is this the most haunted or grand designs? I don't know. It's trying to be a bit of both. So, like I say, Waterhammer is unlike anything else. You're not going to go, oh no, they've got a ghost in my house. You're going to hear something, and you're going to know it is.
When Warhammer can sound like a disembodied child, like saying your name,
yeah, but you're going to hear like like that. It's like you're not gonna think for 1 second it's a ghostly child in your house.
Oh no, the ghost child is stuck in the pipes.
Yeah, fucking ghost in the pipes again. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, why don't ghosts get stuck in those water pipes, Emmy? Tell me why.
Does he think? Like,
why don't ghosts get stuck in water pipes?
Does he think the average person like doesn't understand any of the technology in their house? They're like, oh, big noise in wall. Mean ancestors upset.
You know what it is? It's people. You know, back in the old days when we first moved into the cities, and people were like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" Like a 3-story building. They're like, "What are stairs?" Because they've lived in a bungalow all their
Who knows?
lives.
Who knows?
Like,
maybe this bloke's actually immortal, and he's trying to put people off his stairs. And he remembers the old days when people first moved to the cities.
Yeah.
So Harry, so this can be nail pops. A nail somewhere nearby is pulled by bending wood, usually warping slightly due to temperature change until it pops up a little bit. This can be quite loud and a distinct short snap sound that comes from inside the walls and echoes around, making it impossible to determine where they came from. They can occur at all hours, but more typically they come during when the temperature changes outside. So he's basically like, I think it's what you call like the house settling or something. Like you normally, you know,
creaks
like
and that,
yeah. So like again, you should know the difference between your house settling and a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, okay, right. We are, probably part of the top 20% of the population that aren't retards. The other 8%, maybe don't know this. So maybe that's who this is for, right? And this is why to us it seems so absolutely
I think if you're the person that needs this kind of advice, I don't think you're going to be able to read it.
You don't have your IQ to read. That'd be funny. I wrote a guide on how your house isn't haunted by spirits. Oh, that is great. I can't read though.
I mean, if you're the sort of person that here's like your house settling at night, or like a water hammer because you got, or a bit of water hammer and you're there like sacrificing your firstborn son to it. I don't think you'd be reading this article, are you?
Quick, wife! Get after these child. The pipes are making noise. We need to make a sacrifice. It's making that clinking sound.
So he explains water hammer now. So water hammer, which is more of a thump sound, it's caused by a sudden change in water. So it's a sudden change in water pressure in a pipe that's not securely fastened.
Yeah.
Most probable cause is water shutting off somewhere abruptly in the house. So then it's usually it's faucets, can also be washing machines. The cause and effect are fairly obvious, and it's easy to test for this and rule it out. Usually the occupant will know what this is. So there you go. So what'll happen is you got a loose pipe. Something happens, and it just makes the pipe vibrate and bang against things.
Yeah.
And then you get the other one, which sounds like you've got like an elephant in your house if you have a like really bad water hammer. So then you like hear that, and then it bang 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 bang. But like I say, you know it's water hammer. It's like you know you kind of know, you should know where your pipes are, and it's your pipes.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going, "Here, Clarice, can you open the door for me? I want to eat your fucking brain." You know. It's not saying that shit.
Floor squeaks. Well, this is usually screamingly obvious. Step here and get a squeak. Step there and nothing happens. House settling or temperature changes can cause squeaks as well. We're all familiar with that sound. Do I need to read the rest of this? This is for people who I don't know who this is for. Whoever this is for, I'm pretty sure they probably couldn't read this article. I think this is for what they call them, something adults, don't they? Responsible adults to read to the people that are worried about the spirits in the house.
Responsible. I think this is for like stay-at-home mothers or something as well. Like, single mothers most affected by hauntings.
Creaking and groaning, usually caused by the building. So wood buildings, mostly on clay soil, will experience soil expansion during wet weather. You know, this is for kind of this is for like American houses, which are kind of I don't know. They don't really get into brick in a big way. They tend to have a lot of wooden houses, don't they? So they'll have a lot of shrinkage
timber frame,
stuff, won't they? Yeah. Scratching sounds and movement in the attic. You probably guessed it's just from the description. I debated with the editor whether we had this.
Raccoons.
Yeah, it's rats. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Thanks. Except for the occasional squirrel and bats, it's always rats. Big rat problem in America.
Raccoon problem more.
Do they not have birds in America? Do they not have birds in America? Like birds, you get birds in your attic, and they do like scratchy kind of noises.
Bats.
It's not entirely impossible for a raccoon to get into some attics.
There we are. Yeah. Fucking raccoons, man. It's all over TikTok. More raccoons in fucking attics and.
Also, Fraser, houses aren't airtight. Did you know this?
Oh no. Thank God. How would we breathe?
So random air from outside can drift through from outside, even with windows shut and doors closed. If that's happening in your house is fucked. If you're shutting doors and windows and you're getting a breeze through, then your house is fucked.
Yeah, you are quite literally fucked if it isn't anyway.
Full on fucking wind whistling through your house when all the windows are closed. I'm trained by my job to notice this. He's a trained noticer, Fraser. And I can often identify what type of smell I'm picking up or that cold air is blowing around.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that's there. Doors randomly opening. I say opening and not closing. Because most people can think, well, if like you shut all your windows and you're getting your random air through, then they are going to close as well, aren't they? Because most people can think of the ordinary causes for a door closing on its own, and it's not worth discussing. But a door randomly opening is harder to explain. However, it is possible under a very specific condition. So that's what I'm going to address. This is quite rare. If the gap between the door and the frame is wide so that the door barely latches, then temperature and or humidity changes can affect the door enough to spring the latch.
Right, okay.
Yeah. This is literally a door latch that's hanging on by a thread, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Or, or unless you like teleport to the surface of the sun and suddenly expand or whatever.
Oh, also carbon monoxide poisoning. Next.
Oh, right. I
don't know about you, but I'm always getting fucking carbon monoxide poisoning fucking every other week. To be fair, on a serious note, always make sure that you have a carbon monoxide alarm by your boiler.
Yeah,
it's a good idea. Fucking hell, what kind of houses is he working in? This could be an oven, dryer, or forced air heater, or some sort of gas burning fixture. Have you ever had like a house with forced air heating? I hear it's really, really bad because it like dries your lungs out, doesn't it?
Well, that explains Americans, then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's fucking. It does that.
I know quite a few. I think council properties used to have it, but they put like gas boilers in.
Yeah.
But they used to have like forced air heating, and apparently it just fucking dries you the fuck out. At some level in between getting a headache and killing you, it can cause hallucinations. Is this the Fata Morgana of having a haunted house? Oh, you've just got carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh dear. Oh.
So just to sum this up, Craig Weiler says, just to sum this up, I do think that hauntings and ghosts exist and they are explainable, but also I'm familiar with houses that my go-to explanation for most of the things that go bump in the night is probably something that needs to be fixed. Well, thanks, Craig. You've just completely wasted my time there.
Thanks, Craig.
I thought he was going to come with some bit of insight, and you're like, "Oh fuck, that's a really good idea."
Yeah, like this is the retard.
I thought, I hadn't thought. Of
Craig, write to Craig and ask him what happens if I start hearing the voices. What if they tell me to do things?
Yeah. Count Duckegg says, "Will there be a stream for Nagubu FC versus Spain on Sunday? There was one last time. Oh yeah, I suppose we could do a final stream. I think Frith wants me to do something."
Evening all.
Oh, you're right. How you doing?
I was actually listening in the shower when you put me on, so I was gonna.
Well, Hobbit does talk to men while he's in the bath sometimes.
He does, yes.
Yeah.
Ian, what did you think to that that handy guide on what could be a ghost?
Never heard of it, to be honest.
How many times have you been carbon monoxide poisoned in your house? What is going on with the houses in America if everybody's being carbon monoxide poisoned all of the time?
Maybe it's Joe Biden dropping his guts, and especially in front of the Pope. No, what is this book? I'm a bit behind. So what?
It's not a book.
Ghost?
We just got a few articles that we're going down.
Yes.
So this one was "Is My House Haunted?" A contractor weighs in on haunted houses. And Fraser had never heard the "Mary Loves Dick" quote, so obviously I had to play that.
Oh, no, that's a classic.
I might have heard it years ago, but
a must-watch bit of television that was. Mary Loves Dick.
Yeah.
Mary Loves Dick.
Before he got found out, before they set him up.
And what happened?
Well, they made sure, the producers made sure Derek overheard them talking about the site, the house that they were investigating. They made sure that Derek heard them saying that it was an Indian burial ground or some shit like that. And then when Derek got possessed by an Indian or something, they knew he was up to no good. And then he started talking about Dick and all that.
Look,
then he got fired.
It's not his fault. His first calling was always the paranormal. He just happened to be a footballer in between.
No, he used to play for Liverpool apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
I think he played for Liverpool in the same way that Robbie Williams played for Brentford, and that Gordon Ramsay played for Glasgow Rangers.
Yeah. Bullshit FC.
Yeah. Did you not know that the Gordon Ramsay? The law is that a knee injury stopped him from being the next Pele, didn't it? Yeah.
Probably start swearing at the opposition and shouting at them for overcooking the potatoes.
I'd love it if the reason he's got a bum knee is because he was trapping off and some fucking defender just fucking done him. That would have been the best. That would have been
the defender let the scallops go off. He still served them. Dom is in the chat. Maybe Dom can hop on as well.
Yeah.
Are
you ready to hear about the creepy haunted doll of Findon?
Go for it then. Another haunted doll. Let's listen.
Findon is a picturesque, semi-rural village that sits quietly amidst the county of Northamptonshire, England. The village is famous for its quaint public houses, breathtaking hillside views, and cobbled streets. There's no fucking cobbled streets in Findon. Jesus Christ. They're fucking over-egging it a bit here.
Is it up north?
Residents and visitors alike enjoy the wonders of grassy knolls. This is literally not Findon. I'm telling you, I've driven
through. That's where JFK was shot then. JFK was shot from the grassy knoll, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was shot from
Findon. But that's a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet he was really out of place not wearing a hat, weren't he?
It was, yeah.
So
and, they say that Jackie Kennedy was a lesbian. That should get tongues wagging.
Yeah. And the gentle bleating of sheep, but the town has not always dwelled in such calmness. The rise of the Black Death plague in 1340. I don't know. You have the Black Death once, and you never hear the end of it, do you? I think I've got the Black Death. Fucking hell. 1348.
You've got nasal problems.
No, chest, purely chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really had much of a cold. I've had a bit of a cold, but not much of a cold. It's mostly been cough. 1348 saw the once thriving and bustling village slowly deplete. If you want to read along with this,
yep.
It's in the general. The Haunted Doll of Findon. Children's laughter that once graced the... Blimey, he's over-egging this fucker, isn't he? The children's laughter that once graced the lush green pastures slowly began to fade, and the clunking sound of horse hooves on the cobbled streets became no more. Illness and death cast their sticky web of destruction over every home, forcing many to flee. An orchestra of silence was all that echoed in the tragic streets and hopeless homes for many years.
Is my house haunted? Is it that one?
No.
No, Haunted Doll. It's called the Creepy Haunted Doll of Findon.
Right. Oh yeah.
There.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Carry on. Sorry.
Fortunately, the Black Death eventually succumbed to nature. Resentment, no. I think people made some efforts to stop it. I don't think it just stopped by itself, did it?
Oh, yeah. A couple 100 million people died, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure it didn't just, it just stopped.
Yeah, lots of nails affected. Most affected nails and wooden planks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Resettlement began sometime in the 17th century, and life returned to Findon. It's quite funny if you go through Findon on a sat nav because it calls it Finnerdon, which is quite funny, which makes me laugh. Inns were again filled with laughter. Farming began. Like, do we need like a like? There's a doll here.
Christ.
What do we need a potted history of the whole of fucking Findon for? Farming began to flourish, and the once
because he's gonna do the it was like the Shire and the hobbits were frogging, and then they all started murdering each other or something.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the haunted doll, but I can't find them.
You were nearly there when you said, help.
Dude, you don't get it. Oh, Kemi. It's bad. Fucking hell.
What?
I'm looking for the haunted doll. I can't find them.
Oh yeah, sorry, Ian. I forgot. I should have been looking out for a pun. Resettlement began sometime in the Okay. Fortunately, inns were filled with laughter. Farming began to flourish, and the once death-infested homes became occupied by young and happy families. The town continued to develop. Is this the la 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 from a horror film or something?
Yeah, it is.
Continued to develop into the 20th century with no further signs of misfortune until a young school teacher was appointed the village school's headmistress in 1901. Like they've gone from the Black Death to Black Death, 17th century, 1901. Nice thread through
everything. Yeah.
The writer of this article has seen the Chucky movies.
Yeah.
Her name was Mary Osier, and currently our tale begins with nothing other than a kind gesture from this professional lady.
Did she like Dick, that Mary? Did she like Dick? She loved Dick.
Different Mary, I think.
All right.
Different Mary. She's more into dolls than Dick.
Maybe she likes doll Dick. Dolls with dicks.
Mary loves dolls. Mary loves dolls. Mary loves dolls. Proud of her appointment and seeking to christen her new status, Mary pondered greatly. She also needed something unique to commemorate the Findon School's upcoming anniversary. Something that reflected the unique and quirky character of the village and school. Are we thinking that maybe she was just down the shop and this dude's over-egging it again? She chose, from all the millions of wooden dolls available, a beautifully crafted wooden doll and strategically positioned it in a small alcove above the school's main entrance, where it could be admired by all and keep watch over everything. Very little is known about the origins of the doll because she probably picked it up from a market, and there's thousands of them. It's believed that it was made by a mysterious... What the fuck?
Hello, stranger. What you buying? It's like from Resident Evil 4.
Do you? Literally.
Come here.
You're right. She ran into the geezer in the back
Come here,
alley from
stranger.
fucking Child's Play.
Resident Evil
didn't she?
4. Resident Evil 4, it's the merchant guy, isn't it? He's like opening his coat with all the fucking dolls. God, what you buying, stranger?
It's more like you've seen the original Child's Play, Fraser. When she's desperately trying to get a Chucky doll, like, and she finds that fucking weirdo in the back place that's selling the ones from the fucking shop that got hit by lightning. It's believed that it was made by a mysterious merchant. Isn't that an anti-Semitic canard? Do you want to buy a doll, love? Mary allegedly met on a quiet country walk one night. So she's walking down the country. This dude jumps out of a bush with a load of doll. Do you want to buy a doll, love? Jesus. I'm guessing the history on this one is somewhat sparse.
Maybe,
so a little bit.
Maybe it's code for something else. Maybe doll is like slang for cocaine or something.
After conveying her ideas for the commemoration, the merchant gifted Mary the doll. Fucking what's his needful things?
Every movie cliche ever. It's every movie cliche
well, he
ever.
gives her the first doll, and then she gets addicted to dolls after that, and then she's got her hooked on dolls, and she goes back for more.
First dolls for free.
Yeah. First doll's fun, isn't it? It's always the best when the first, and you get a nice hit out of it, but then after that, it's not so much fun, is it? Dolls, eh? They're dependent on dolls.
Oh well, you remember the trouble that what's his I've forgotten his name now. Who's the geese that upset everybody? Russell Brand. You remember the trouble Russell Brand got into with dolls, don't you?
No.
Doing dolls off the back of schoolgirls and all that. Conveniently lay inside. Conveniently lay upon a sack upon. Literally, it could have been all he's got to sell is a doll. So he said, "Do you want to buy a doll? It's all I've got."
This is a script for like a horror movie that never got made.
Look,
right?
This dude literally knows absolutely nothing about where Mary got this doll from. So he's just mashed together, just basic spivs from World War II films that he's watched and Child's Play. He took no payment, walked away, and was never seen. He's trying to do the "Is it Needful Things" by Stephen King, where where the devil gives people stuff, but there's like a monkey's paw thing.
That's it. Yeah.
Hold on one sec. I'll put it.
Eddie, you lost yourself in the article.
No, I'm just going to put it up on screen so people can at least see the doll.
Yeah.
So people can see the doll. Right.
This is the haunted doll of Findon, then, yeah.
Finnedan. If you go on a, it's Findon, but it is actually Findon, but it's Finnedan if you go through on a sat nav because sat navs can't.
So that sends you over the edge of a cliff.
Yeah. So here she is, the beautiful doll. Look, here you go. Do you want this doll for free? It's not creepy at all.
YouTube must be behind.
Yeah, I think it's about 30 seconds.
Is it that one? Is it that purple thing? That thing in the purple dress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just a generic picture the author found. Is that a dildo? The doll as well.
Bad Dragon doll.
Oh yeah, Bad Dragon 1901 edition. Is that what?
Yeah, Black Mamba. Right.
Do you want to do this bit then, Ian?
Let's see. Where are we up to?
Dress to impress.
Dress to impress. I don't. Dress to impress. Bear with me. Right. Haunted doll vanishes. Mysterious twist. Am I going to haunted cap crash?
No. I think you're too far up. Right. So it's
hold
on a sec. New beginnings. Commemorative oddity. Dress to impress.
Dress to impress. Okay. This is a long article, isn't it? All right.
He's really. I think he's angling for a book.
Selling it. Yeah.
He's angling for a book on it.
This is going to be a movie one day. Yeah. Fucking.
I think someone's beat them beat them to that. Let's have a look then. The doll was deemed peculiar from day one by all who saw it. Mary's sentiment was appreciated by the locals, but there was something about the doll's aura that emitted an uncomfortable and eerie feeling.
That's because its head's too big for its body.
Yeah. And in approximately...
It looks like that new Labour MP. You know, the one that's 22 and he's got the massive head. It's
What?
like he gives off an uncomfortable, eerie feeling aura, doesn't he?
And he stands 3 feet in height. The figure was so intricately carved that the dark brown flowing dress looked almost real. Well, you don't carve the... Oh, yeah, you do carve the dress. Okay. Equally impressive was the carved white Dutch cap that adorned the head.
I thought a Dutch cap. I thought a Dutch cap was something else, and it didn't go on.
I thought it was something else as well. Anyway, okay. Face appeared emotionless with dark, staring eyes and tightly closed lips. These features were a strange contrast to the cherub cheeks upon which they sat. The doll's attire closely resembled the fashion of the modern day. Puritan woman, complete with dark boots and slight heel, also carved from wood. So yeah, sort of a reserved dress for the period.
Yeah.
So she has gone. Oh no, that is actually. I thought she went for an off-the-shoulder number there, but actually that's the white thing.
Yeah,
Puritans wear on their shoulders.
She's trying to be a bit sexual with the old corset there, isn't she?
The old dildo in hand, but no. Anyway, the Dutch headpiece became the doll's most famous and defining feature. It also resembled a hat worn by children of the school at the time. As curiosity and uncertainty grew, the figure eventually became known as the Dutch doll of Findham.
Fucking hell,
Finally,
they really pushed the boat out naming that doll, didn't they?
Yeah, must have taken ages. Must have had a real blue sky section to come up with that. Finally, and probably the strangest feature of all...
we need some real blue sky thinking when we name this doll.
Wait there, though. Yeah, we get Sarchi and Sarchi involved.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're coming to the money shot now.
Yeah.
Finally, and probably the strangest feature of all, was what that tightly grasped in its hands.
Was it a man's head?
Alright. Yeah, let's have a look. On the right was a Bible. On the left was a scroll bearing the writing, "Search the scripture, John, verse 39. Well, I don't know what the fuck that is. Hobbit would know, though, wouldn't he? God squad, isn't he? No.
Is that 1 to 39? No, 39.
No, it says 39.
John verse 39.
Well, that's John 1:39. Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah,
I don't know how the Bible works.
Right, okay, so what are we going with? The King James?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. What does it say?
It says, he said to them, "Come and see." They came and saw where he was starving. Staying, sorry.
Yeah.
And remained with him that day. Now it was about the 10th hour.
Wow.
And
shitting it.
And?
Yeah, bricking it.
I'm shitting it now. Fucking hell.
Does that mean some planes are going to crash into the Twin Towers or something? Is that what we read into that? Anyway.
I don't get the reference. Maybe that'll make
sense.
I
don't either.
I'm not shitting my pants at that reference.
I think the person that wrote this article is...
and why would you use the Bible as some kind of like... Yeah, I don't
like, he could have at least done fucking Revelation or something like that if you really wanted to put the willies into someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway. Okay. Sinister happening.
Like, if it was like they came and saw where she was staying, then obviously yes. But like
or they could have said they came and saw where she was staying, as if it was, very suggestive. Yeah.
Crap.
Wait, okay.
Crap, not spooky. Not like, I was just about to shit myself. I was going to read that and then go, whoa, and then I didn't.
I haven't spoiled myself either yet.
No.
So, we're about halfway through this, so we go on to the next bit there. Maybe I'll build up a bit of momentum in the second half.
Yeah.
Okay then.
They've done the
happening.
setup. It's like the old. You remember the old 80s horror films where you had to sit through all the boring bit for about half hour, 40 minutes before people start getting their heads chopped off and stuff.
Yeah,
Like maybe that's what they're doing. They're doing the lead in. Right, you've done the lead in. There's the with the Bible verse and that, and now like Jason's coming out with his machete and he's ready to cause some fucking
the Book
shit.
of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, right, okay, let's have a look then. Okay then. Days after the doll's arrival, inexplicable events started to unfold. Once tranquil and carefree vibes of the school turned to anxiety and dread. One morning, chastised student.
Chastised. Yes, chastised. Yeah.
What's
Told
that?
off.
Oh, okay.
Told off.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
I thought,
even naughty. Yeah.
they thought he had a padlock on his pants. Not that kind of. Right, okay. Chastised student. Is it a she? I don't know. I came in late, so it's a girls' school. Is it this?
Yeah.
Right.
A
A chastised student was sent to the school's front lawn to spend her break alone, while others played out in the yard at the rear. As she moped, a startling gust of wind appeared from nowhere, knocking her backward with great force.
Oh my god, what's going to happen? Is she going to get impaled or something?
The girl grazed her head as she fell against an old tree. Within
fucking hell, she got her head grazed when she fell over.
Mm.
Whoa, fucking hell. This curse is fucking lit, isn't it? Some motherfuckers in real shit.
Maybe there's just
cut their leg or something.
Maybe this is just it builds up. Maybe the curse does shit things to begin with, and
starts
then
with a grazed head.
Yeah.
Ends up behind a truck full of
look,
glass.
the curse is warming up, Hemmy. He's just getting started, all right.
Ends up trying to pick up daggers, trying to kill the devil, and behind a truck full of glass, like in The Omen.
Torches the school to the ground.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she grazed her head as she fell against an old tree. Within seconds, the wind had gone, and the calmness of the June morning returned.
That's generally what gusts do.
Yeah. As the girl composed herself, she saw something that chilled her to the marrow.
Oh my god!
I've never heard it.
To the marrow.
To the bone marrow.
I've never heard it.
To the bone.
Yeah, that's what it means. It's right as the.
It's like it's chilled to the bone, but a bit further, isn't it?
And
the inside of the bone.
Yeah.
Contested until the dying day. All right. Peering down from its concrete throne, the doll waved its left arm, rolling hand, and uttered violently. White wooden lips were puckered, and its eyes glared with a sadistic pleasure. Within seconds, the face returned to normal, and the arm to its original position. Shaken by what had happened, the girl ran home, never to return to the school.
Siri,
you know what happens?
Siri, have you read The Monkey's Paw by Stephen King?
Siri, what happens? Siri, what happens when you've got a concussion?
Or have you seen that episode of Only Fools and Horses where the church ceiling is leaking?
Siri, can I hallucinate if I bang my head against a tree?
Ian, I've got a weeping Jesus story for you later. You're gonna love it.
Okay, it was good. Anyway, since the horrifying incident, many students recounted the doll move on its own.
I don't want to be that guy, but maybe maybe this girl's a bit of a bullshitter. Tells a few tales, and that's why she was stood out the front because she's a lying little cow. And maybe just maybe she tripped over, grazed her head on the tree, and then made up a story. Yeah. I don't want to be that guy.
Safe face.
She hurt herself on purpose. Just to get attention.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, probably
nutter
herself.
Michelle's Michelle's boyfriend in EastEnders. Do you remember him that whacked his head against the wall and said he was beaten up by Michelle's boyfriend?
50.
What was his name?
What?
EastEnders.
Michelle. Yeah, Michelle was the one off Grange Hill.
I think you're the only one who watches EastEnders.
And then Roxy was her boyfriend. Dirty Dan got her pregnant.
No, this was like after that. She went back to school as a mature student, then got a boyfriend from there, and he was absolutely fucking off the chain insane. So he started throwing his head against the wall, and then accused her boyfriend of beating him up.
Right. Yeah. This sounds like what she's up to in this story.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. It reminded me of that.
And also, it goes on to say, since that horrifying incident, many students recounted witnessing the doll move on its own accord, and the school record book reportedly possesses pages of daily occurrences depicting traumatizing accounts. Who are these students? Come on, let's have some names. Huh?
Let's have some.
Yeah. Oh, there were other. The doll moved at other times, but we won't bother talking about that. Let's move on to something else. Anyway, in the dead of night, the students who lived as boarders would often hear the sound of pattering feet scurrying in the hallways.
It was probably just Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, could have been.
Jimmy Savile would open on their running around, touching kids.
Or his trainers. His
now then. They can hear the doll exclaiming now then to all the children.
So
dormitory doors would move open of their own accord. Catching sounds could be heard on the floors, and some students claim to see tiny wooden hands and beady wooden eyes peering around the open doors before they were violently slammed shut. So it's definitely Jimmy Savile then, isn't it?
Yeah. Piercing and blood-chilling cackling, Jimmy Savile.
Yeah. Like this. Could also be heard around the school. Quite often, the shrill cries disrupted lessons and caused panic amongst teachers and students alike. So there we go.
And then you could hear it, and you could hear the doll asking, "Where's the morgue?"
Yeah.
But there. So we're just over halfway in this. So on to the next bit.
Well, still wait for the absolutely shit your pants stuff about this doll.
So that's it, because now they go on to the theory by the sound of it, because it says, was the door...
You know, you used to be vicar of this parish, don't you, Ian?
Was it the keyboard player from the Communards?
Correct, Amundo. I think the doll ended up in the church, didn't it? And then disappeared.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay then. So, concerned for the students' welfare, staff and parents decided to examine the doll during the summer holiday. Convinced that the doll possessed a mechanical feature that could explain the phenomenon. It was brought down from above its cove above the door. After a thorough search, nothing was found. It was suggested that the doll may have been used in witchcraft rituals, or even acted as a vessel for a malevolent spirit.
I just don't believe a gypsy would realise he's got a haunted doll in his hands and then just give it away to a random person walking down an alleyway.
Exactly.
I honestly don't believe that could happen. I just don't believe it.
They're too busy badly to tarmacking drives, aren't they, to bother with dolls and stealing things. All right. Oh no, we'll get taken off here for that now, won't we? Anyway, so taking no chances, the now haunted doll was permanently removed from the cove, was tightly locked in a chest, and placed in the school's dank, dark cellar.
Why didn't they burn it if it was so scary?
Or just smash its head in. So, for a short while, calmness set upon the school. During this period, poor behaviour would often be controlled with tongue-in-cheek threats of detention in the cellar. Yeah, students trembled at the... Exactly, students trembled at the thought of being it.
Where Uncle Jimmy has his bed.
Yeah, no, he would have had his camper van parked outside, wouldn't he? If the camper vans are rocking, don't come knocking.
Oh,
dear. Students trembled at the thought of being at the mercy of the wooden demon. It was the perfect deterrent. As time passed and incidents lessened, students began to believe stories had been nothing more than a hoax.
Get out of town. This was a hoax. Get out of town.
Well, that's what they thought.
This was until a young
student... Well, that was until a young student was sent to the cellar to retrieve more slate.
What? No. He's done Chucky.
Yeah.
He's done. He's kind of like had a go at doing a bit of Amityville. Now he's gonna do like full on fucking Evil Dead 2. The things down in the cellar.
Yeah.
Like,
so there was slates in the cellar.
This kid's Ash going to get the bits of the Necronomicon.
The
kid's got his chainsaw and shotgun. He's good to go.
They were writing on slates. What year was this? Because obviously paper hadn't been invented.
The last date they mentioned was 1901, so it'll be 1900.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Yeah,
early 1900s.
Right. Okay. I suppose so. As the student gathered the resources, she heard an almighty crash behind her. The chest that housed the doll had fallen from the shelf and hit the floor with a deafening thud.
How can you hit the floor with a deafening thud when she heard a crash behind her?
Slowly, the chest started to rattle and vibrate furiously.
Oh,
a series of violent
bad dragon doll.
And the chest edged towards the girl.
Oh,
so it wasn't the chest was moving.
It was Jimmy.
Groans and grasps could be heard from inside the chest.
Hold on a minute, what's going on in this fucking chest?
Yeah. Each one more penetrating and violent than before.
Fucking.
The fuck?
Student fled the cellar immediately, terrified and shaken by the incident. She too left the school, never to return. Eventually, the cellar was permanently closed, leaving the haunted doll entombed and alone for many years.
Why don't they burn the fucking
Although the phenomenon decreased.
I know this sounds really fucking weird, but why don't they just build a cupboard in it and put the fucking doll in there, or put a wardrobe in there or something?
Just give it to a charity shop.
Yeah. Just hang around in the same alleyway where that woman got given the doll and just go, hey,
yeah.
What are you looking for? I want a nice bit of steak. No, you don't. You want a doll. You want a doll. That's what you want. It's lovely doll here. Give it to your kiddies.
Right. So, okay. Oh, anyway. So where are we?
Eventually, the cellar was permanently closed. Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's right. Eventually, it's there. And although the phenomenon decreased, a lingering and anxious atmosphere engulfed all who walked through the school. And despite the cellar being deep below the classroom and far from the dormitories, stage laughter and voices could be heard. Chilling echoes pounded through the school. Yeah, and here we go. The chilling echoes pounded through the school in the dead of night for many years. Yeah. Does sound like Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah.
Right. So
maybe he invited Uncle Rolf as well.
You doing the next bit? Are you mysterious twist, Fraser?
Yeah, I'll do this.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So, decades passed, but the phenomena and unrelenting feelings of dread persisted. A new head teacher, determined to alleviate the schools of its supernatural reputation, had the doll removed. It was taken to local St. Mary's Church and fixed tightly to the west wall. Locals hoped this would eliminate further troubles and suppress whatever
How did they
strangers
fix it to the west wall? Did they?
Nailed it to the ground.
Yeah, nailed the little bugger.
Yeah.
A nail through the wooden head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wooden.
As a result, the school returned to the state of calm that had not been felt for almost a century. What?
Well, they just put up with it before. They're like, this
wait.
is just what the school's like.
So, for 100 years?
It's more
they put up with
more
the
like
doll.
83, because I think she bought it in 1901.
Right, okay.
I think they're just over-egging it.
Alright, okay. Years passed and the memory of the Dutch doll began to diminish. All that remained were the frightening tales that once plagued the school, passed down to the generations. That was until an alarming and unexpected event took place.
That geezer from the Communards became vicar. Is that what he means?
Yeah.
No, actually, the 24th of January 1981, Ian, the Communards would have been at their prime, wouldn't they?
They would have been Bronski beat, wouldn't they, in 1981?
Yeah, would they?
Came the Communards. Yeah. Communards were the later band, weren't they?
Was Bronski beat? I thought, wasn't Bronski beat someone else?
No, that was Jimmy Somerville and some other guy.
No. Young Richard. I don't know what Richard Coles was doing, but Where is it? Communards refers. Blah blah blah. Hold on. Communards formed in 1985 after singer Jimmy Somerville left his earlier band Bronski Beat. So Bronski Beat was Jimmy Somerville, Steve Bronski, and Larry Steinbachacek.
And one of their videos was set in a swimming pool, and there was lots of footage of men walking around in their swimming trunks. So.
Is that Small Town Boy, or was it another one?
Yeah, it was Small Town Boy. That's right. Yeah, it was set in a men's changing room, basically.
So the Communards formed in 1985 after singer Jimmy Somerville left his earlier band Bronski Beat to team up with classically trained musician Richard Coles. So Richard Coles was busy learning how to become. In 1981, he was busy learning how to become a future communard.
I don't think he saw the light. I think he led the rock and roll lifestyle and went to excess, and that was when he saw the light. And then he gave it all up.
And this was a full 2 years, because 2 years before he met Jimmy Somerville, because in 1983 he appeared with Jimmy Somerville in the lesbian gay youth video project film Framed Youth: The Revenge of the Teenage Perverts, which won the Grierson Award. Coles joined Bronski Beat initially on saxophone in 1983. Oh right, so he was in Bronski Beat then.
You couldn't make it up, could you?
Nope. 2 years before
Nothing
that.
Surprising.
Maybe the doll put the gay in him. Who knows?
So, on the 24th of January 1981, the parishioner unlocked the church to prepare for his daily duties. Upon walking to his altar, he noticed something unusual on the west wall. Further inspection revealed that the Dutch doll was no longer there. The hooks, the bolts that kept it secure, were strewn on the floor. Confused and unnerved by what happened.
They're not strewn on the floor. This bloke isn't as good at writing as he thinks he is, because it's strewn across the floor. They're not strewn on the floor.
It seems like vandals got in the church.
Yeah.
He immediately visited the local police. Fears of supernatural forces being responsible resonated with him more than the
doll also smashed the window in from the outside.
Well, hold on.
Well, the police are going to do fuck all, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. The parishioner knew
they never do anything when you've got a real crime, let alone a supernatural crime.
The parishioner knew that he had locked and bolted all church doors on previous evening. All windows.
That's what you always tell the police. You fucking lying cunt.
And only he possessed the key. It hadn't been possible for anyone to gain entry without his permission. As a result, homes, fields, shops, and even the school were aptly searched. Locals were questioned, but to no avail, and the restlessness.
And this is what we pay our taxes for.
Have you seen a doll running down the street?
What do you call a head nun? What is it? The fucking nuns. The nuns have lost their favourite evening toy.
Blasker.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe a nun had taken it off the wall. She'd needed to use a dildo.
Where's the soap?
Yeah.
She said. The doll wears the soap, doesn't it? No, this doll wears.
He's a fucking lying cunt. I'm sure there's a story where he says he worked in the church and the doll was there, because he said from 1991 to 1994 he studied for a BA in theology. So he wouldn't have been a vicar, nowhere near any of this. And also he was born in Northampton, so he's a proper lying bastard. If that Richard Coles says that he knows anything about this doll, he's lying to you. Absolute lies.
So tales of the haunted doll and superstition.
I think I can say that because he's dead now, isn't he?
Causing some parents to remove their children from the school amid fear that the doll had returned.
He's dead anyway. I read he was dead. That means I can slander him now, can't I?
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. Isn't that how it works? Fears of the misfortune and miscellaneous activity repeating themselves grew at an alarming rate, forcing the town's hierarchy to act.
He's not dead. He's not dead, which means I apologise for everything I've said about you, Richard. You tell the truth at all times. If he was dead, then I'd say that stuff about him, but he's not, so I apologise unreservedly, Richard Coles, for slandering your good name.
The townsfolk were reassured that the doll would be found and returned to the church. Despite everyone's efforts, the haunted doll was never recovered. No further progress has since been made, and its disappearance remains Finden's biggest mystery. In the Dutch doll residing in your home, it might be wise to check all those dark places before going to bed. ... There we go.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh,
Well,
there we are.
There you go. Has that made you shit your
Right.
pants, Ian?
Well, there's a bit about the author here, Mark Fisher.
Was there a loud
affectionately
Trump?
known as the Haunt.
Like, did you shit your
Yeah.
pants? Was there even a loud
not.
Trump, Ian?
Afraid not. But Mark Fisher, this is the author,
Yeah.
Yeah.
affectionately known as the Haunted History Seeker. I bet no one calls him that. That's what he calls himself.
Yeah.
He's a dedicated paranormal reporter, in his head, who has
Yes.
spent over 2 decades delving into supernatural world. Mark is very curious and has explored haunted houses. No, he hasn't. Ancient graveyards and creepy places all over the world.
How curious is he?
Discover
Is he a
the
big fan of
script.
Bronski beating
Yeah.
the communards?
Yeah.
Is he that kind of curious, or is he another kind of curious?
Well, there you go. That's
You missed
that's
the
it.
best
So,
bit.
haunted-
His uncanny knack for storytelling brings to life the chilling tales that he
Yeah.
encounters, making the
Fuck.
unbelievable seem hauntingly real.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you shit your pants at that one,
Haun-
Ian?
yeah, not really. Haunted doll though. Do they exist? Do we have haunted dolls? We have looked into this subject
No,
before.
you've
haven't
got
we?
to read the comments. Mark, it's Craig, man. Very well written article, bud. Get in touch, bro. I've now moved very close to the reputedly haunted Broomley Grange in Northumberland.
Yep.
So then that
So
gets
what Mark
some
did
sort of a
there-
thumbs up. No, the best one is Jay Wrigley wrote a year ago. The author's obviously never been to Findon.
Well, we should put a comment as well. But Craig Campbell, I think that's a profile that Mark actually made up himself. Wrote that on there because I doubt he's got any friends.
Yeah.
Mark, it's Craig, man. What is Mark? Well, Mark looks about 50 in that photo. Why is he speaking like a teenager who's stoned? But yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
Ian, you've heard of like the Weeping Angels,
yeah.
the Lady of Fatima. Are you ready? Are you ready for a
That's right.
miracle? Are you ready for a miracle that's right up there with those?
Okay, go for it.
Are you ready for this one? Oh shit! I put the wrong.
Okay.
I think I did an article. I found an article for it. Where fucking hell was that?
It's
I
lost.
thought I found.
Gone
a
into the
story for it.
abyss.
So,
Well, yep.
I got to find. I found some stories, but I'll put the Wikipedia up. I didn't want that because there are loads
Yeah,
of stories about it.
the Weeping Angel is what we want. Weeping Angel, Weeping Angel, Weeping Angel. While you're looking, for the weep. Oh, here we go.
What was Mumbai's miraculous Jesus statue really oozing? What do you think it could have been, Ian? Was it holy water dripping from the statue?
Well, knowing this program, there's only one thing, isn't there? But go on.
Sanal Adamaruku. Well, only one thing. Holy water dripping from the statue. Christ's blood.
Yeah.
Sanal
Sticky water.
Edamark Maruku. Great name there. Faces a
That's easy
Catholic.
for you to say.
Faces a Catholic backlash after insisting that the holy water dripping from a statue of Christ in Mumbai, India, came from a leaky drain. Ed Maruku is the founder and president of Rajlis, blah, 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 blah. So someone asked him, so White says to him, what was the so-called miracle you recently investigated in Mumbai? Ed Maruku says, the priest and the very active... I don't want this. I just want a story. I just want something that tells me the facts.
This is the only Frozen Horses episode, isn't it?
Not quite. Not quite.
Almost.
It's not Peckham Springwater, I'll tell you that much. So basically, I can't find a decently written story about it. So what happens?
Well,
you've got you keep banging on about that rationalist guy. So you've got a weeping crucifix in Mumbai,
Crucifix. A big one though. A big one.
Yeah.
With Christ on it. But yeah.
The Weeping Crucifix in Mumbai is a statue of the crucified Jesus in Mumbai, which is Bombay. Yeah. So why you call it Mumbai for? It's Bombay.
Where all the call centres are.
And the scammers.
Where my job. Where our jobs go to.
Yeah.
Where my job gets outsourced to.
Yeah, which is good, isn't it? Means you can sit home on the dole and be given money. Which attracted widespread attention in 2012 when a constant stream of water began to seep from its feet. I don't think water seeps from feet, does it? Some of the local Catholic Christians believe the incident to be a miracle. What I want to do is like what they were doing with it, which nobody will fucking say.
Well,
they won't, because basically, so there's holy water coming from Jesus's feet. They're obviously doing the things that people do with holy water, rubbing it all over everybody, drinking it, and it turns out that it wasn't. It was a leaky poo pipe.
So they were having a golden shower, basically.
Yes, it was a leaky poo pipe.
Not so many words. Yeah.
Hold on. I can't find the fucking. So Ed Maruku, they keep fucking going on about all of the time because it's like all about him. Found the water was seeping through the feet because of capillary action and faulty plumbing. Moisture on the wall where the statue was mounted, seeming to be coming from an overflowing drain, which was in turn fed by a pipe that was issued from a nearby toilet. Yeah.
Gross. Gross, dude.
I'm trying to find something. Is what they were doing with the. I really want to know what they were doing with the water because I want to know how gross this is.
Well, they were obviously drinking, baptizing and drinking and shit, innit?
Yeah.
You know, all that kind of thing. Pouring it over themselves, poisoning themselves.
I don't think they'll say.
Doesn't say.
No, but yeah.
But yeah, so it takes.
This is right up there with the haunted dollar finding, isn't it? Look, there you go. There's the. How's that coming from a wall and getting down there? There's no wall anywhere near it. Oh, this is weird. This plumbing sounds fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie.
What about local man addicted to brake fluid? So that he can stop anytime he wants.
Oh dear.
No. I won't bother with that. I won't bother with that one then.
Oh dear.
I'm 62 and my parents still haven't told me if I'm a boy or a girl.
Ed Maruku warned believers not to drink the water which they believe could cure ailments. This was sewage water seeping through a wall due to faulty plumbing, he said. It posed a health risk to people. His disclosure was met with death threats from religious zealots. He was then charged with blasphemy in the Mumbai High Court, an offence that carries through. To be fair, speaking ill of shite must be like a religious offence in India because they do somewhat elevate it.
Thou shalt not drink piss.
Yeah. The holy excrement.
It didn't piss that well. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I can't find out what they were actually doing. What they were actually doing with the excrement, excrement-filled water,
or over themselves. Might be a good antibody, though, mightn't it? So build up the immune system.
I think the Indians already have plenty of those kind of antibodies floating around in their blood. I don't think they need any more, judging by looking at those street cooking videos.
Yeah. Don't beat it. Yeah, weird business.
That bloke ended up stuck in Finland, apparently. Indian man. Oh no, No, this is someone else. Indian man who made his career exposing miracles and the feats of holy men as myths is in exile in Helsinki. Is afraid of jail and attacks if he returns home. Indian man who made his name's blah blah blah. Hindu fakir blah blah blah. Yeah, Ed Maruku. He's now stuck in Finland in a big coat and mittens. He's wearing
in excrement in Helsinki, more like looking at his water.
He can dine in hell. In hell fucking sinky, more like. There he is.
Yeah.
Looking. He looks like he's loving it there in Helsinki. He just hasn't got enough layers on, has he? Has he got odd gloves on?
Guilty. It's guilty.
Yeah.
It's like he's up to no good. Euro 2024 world exclusive. A psychic underpants told me England will win.
Ah. Oh, speaking of that,
Sunday
have you heard is it the Chipmunks are predicting all the winners?
I've not heard the Chipmunks. Is it like the psychic octopus?
Yeah, like that, but it's chipmunks eating nuts or something. The missus told me about it.
The amount of nuts they eat determines which team is going to win the Euros. Is that right?
Oh shit! There's a whole Wikipedia category on superstitions of India.
Cool.
Hair braid chopping incidents, Bangla thoughts, ghosts in Bengali culture, jackal's horn. That sounds like it's going to be
Jackal's horn
is a mythical bony
if it's
cone-shaped excrescence which is said to occasionally grow on the skulls of golden jackals. It is associated with magical powers in South Asia. Despite lack of proof for its existence, it's still widely believed to be real. This horn supposedly usually measures half an inch in length and is concealed by fur, which I mean assume they just have to chop all the heads off just to find the right one. I don't know. Miracle chapati. Do you want to know about the miracle chapati?
Go on.
The miracle chapati, or the chapati Jesus, or is a chapati. Thanks. Or flat and leavened bread, roughly 8 centimeters in diameter, with what believers claim is an image of Christ. Jesus Christ.
So it's a bit like seeing Christ in a toast.
In a tortilla.
A slice of toast,
tortilla in it,
but it's in a chapati instead. It's a chapati instead.
Do you want to see chapati Jesus?
Let's go for it.
There you go.
Some parandolia.
There it is. So that was the chapati was baked by Sheila Anthony of Bangalore, India, in early September 2002.
Wow.
There you
That's
go.
a naan bread.
Chapati Jesus. Exactly, Fraser.
Yeah.
How do we know it's not a naan bread?
Exactly. It's
She
a
beat
naan
me
bread.
to it. I was gonna. Did she bake it, or was it baked by her nan?
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of puppy pregnancy syndrome? It's a psychosomatic illness in humans brought on by mass hysteria. People suffering from PPS believe that shortly after being bitten by a dog, puppies are conceived in their abdomen. The syndrome is thought to be localised in villages in several states of India. Some psychiatrists believe that PPS meets the criteria for a cultural bound disorder. Witch doctors offer oral cures which they claim will dissolve the puppies. Doctors in India have tried to educate the public that this condition is impossible and a superstition, and that treating this condition instead of rabies can be dangerous.
Maybe that's how we want a form.
Oh no, it might actually be. It might listen to the description. It might actually be rabies. I think puppy pregnancy syndrome brought on by. Where is it?
Yeah.
Victims are said to. This is said to be especially likely if the dog is sexually excited at the time of the attack. The victims are said to bark like dogs and have been reported being able to see the puppies inside them when looking at water or hear them growling in their abdomen. It is believed that the victims will eventually die, especially men who will give birth to the puppies through the penis. Which doctors offer oral cures which they claim will dissolve the puppies, allowing them to pass through the digestive system and be excreted without knowledge of the patient.
Well, it sounds like a bit of a scam. There's Jesus. It looks more like Groucho Marx.
It's either a scam or someone's found a cure for rabies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either one. There's no
and if they found a
ground
cure for rabies, then they can make $1 million.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, billions.
you know about it.
Yeah.
You don't hear about rabies these days. It used to be all the rage. I accidentally said that, didn't I? Rabies
It's
used to
all
be
the
all the
rage.
rage.
Yeah, everyone was
Didn't
doing
mean to do that.
rabies in those days, back in the
Didn't
day.
mean to do that.
Oh, do you remember that fucking Ian? Do you remember that thing that was on TV where they tried to scare the fucking living shit out of us about rabies? That was it like a two-part drama on BBC or something.
Yeah, I do remember actually. They were shooting dogs, weren't they? And then
they were just trying to scare the fucking living shit out of us about.
I just remember
rabies.
the guy had his gun, but it was his dog, and he was trying to make the dog go away. He didn't want to shoot his own dog. Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember as well? Oh, you don't want the Channel Tunnel that will be infested with rabies. Instead, now we just have every Tom, Dick, and Harry on a fucking boat. No one gives two shits about rabies anymore.
It is odd though that we don't hear about rabies now, and it was like
just be fucking paranoid about rabies, like absolutely paranoid about rabies. Do you remember any of that, Fraser? Or you're a bit too young.
I remember the 90s. No, in the 90s, I remember that. Yeah, like
people were just absolutely fucking scared shitless about rabies.
The dog slobbered on the floor. Yeah, if a dog slobbered on the floor, suddenly it got fucking rabies.
But it didn't.
And it was like, fucking hell.
And it doesn't seem to exist anymore. Yeah. That's why you have to have quarantine your dog, isn't it?
But it does, but it's just...
Where? I don't know where this
is. South America, I think there's a lot of cases of the rabies.
Not around my way.
Yeah.
Well, they say they could explain the Chupacabra to be dogs with rabies. But yes. But whatever. It's not. We don't seem to. It's one of those things which just didn't happen. A bit like 24-hour drinking. What happened to that? That was supposed to come along, wasn't it?
Oh, do you remember that? It was going to be chaos, weren't it? People would be drink driving. Everyone would be down the pub 24 hours a day. Who could fucking afford to drink 24 hours a day?
Well, that's not the point, though. It just didn't happen, did it? I don't know any pubs that open at 12 o'clock.
Oh yeah, no. When they're going to be late opening hours, or they scrapped that or something, didn't they? There was.
I think the opening hours.
Like we're supposed to have 24-hour drinking, yet they've given for the final they've given the pubs an extra hour to stay open.
And also, you can't do 24-hour drinking now because it's like £8 a pint, isn't it? So
exactly. You'd be fucking bankrupt before you reach the end of the 24 hours.
Yeah.
£8 a pint, fucking hell.
Well, it is. Yes, ridiculous.
It's not far off it, bro. I've paid 7. I've paid 7 for specialist ales in a pub.
Oh yeah, but you're a posh cunt, so you pay.
Well, my local is
the piss water like the rest of us and pay what is it?
I think my local's something like £3. £3 something for Madrid, which is cheap, but my local's a shithole. So yeah.
Right.
So
how much is Strongbow these days? That's like the litmus test.
Strongbow, isn't that what tramps drink?
Yeah, but that's like the litmus test for like fucking. Is beer expensive? If Strongbow is expensive, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right? that's if you walk into a bar and the Strongbow is like £5,
well,
you leave.
Yeah, but we voted this government in because they're going to make everything cheaper, aren't they? So long now before we'll be drinking.
I think they'd find it very difficult to make everything more expensive than under the Tories, wouldn't they?
Might be able to find a way.
Who knows? Maybe Sir what's his face?
Kid Starver.
I've forgotten his name already. He's such a fucking middle manager, isn't he? I think he's got Sam Worthington's fucking curse, isn't he? Like immediately forgettable. Like imagine that. Like you're a prime minister. You're Donald Trump. You're controlling half of the fucking civilized world, and that cunt's got to fucking speak. You got to sit and speak to that cunt for an hour. You're like, Jesus fucking, can it just go?
Oh,
boring the shit out of me.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, Trump wins. That'll be hilarious to see.
I can't wait to see our foreign minister have to go and fucking apologise to Trump for all the shit he said about him.
But he said he couldn't see it. Plus, he said there was no policeman in his area, and when he was given the interview, there was a policeman stood behind him.
Oh yeah, that was. I haven't seen a policeman all day.
Government don't pay for police around here, and there's one that stood behind him.
Yeah.
And then he embarrassed himself on Mastermind.
Oh,
that was.
Got all the questions wrong.
To be fair, that's a bit of a Fortean performance. His performance on.
Who
So
succeeds Henry VIII?
So,
Henry VII?
to follow on from people just drinking anything that drips off of Jesus, 5 fishermen die after drinking contents of mystery bottles found at sea. The men had consumed unidentified contents of some bottles found floating off the coast of Sri Lanka.
Oh no.
Suffice to say, don't drink this.
A yellow liquid.
The men had consumed the unidentified contents of some bottles found floating off the coast of Sri Lanka. I mean, like, it might be piss for everyone. According to reports, the fishermen, who had been part of a crew of 6 that had set sail from Tangali Fisheries Harbour back at the start of June on a trip spanning several days, came across a number of mysterious bottles in the sea around 320 nautical miles off the coast of Sri Lanka. For reasons known only to themselves, obviously, the men not only started to drink the unidentified contents of the bottles, but had even distributed some of them to other fishing boats in the area as well. Before long, several of the men had become extremely ill and 4 of them died very quickly. A 5th later succumbed to the same fate a few days later. The 6th and only remaining crew member was evacuated to hospital and survived. It remains unclear what was actually in the bottles or why the men would drink the contents, but efforts are now underway to warn other crews not to ingest whatever is contained inside them. It's Are these Darwin Award winners?
I'm glad they gave that warning.
Awards this year, or have we missed them?
I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But
I don't think you did last year, did you? You did one. Did you? You did.
Well,
you only did 1 year. I don't think
did.
You did
Well, no, we did one. We did an episode where we looked at the history of the Darwin Awards and how people had killed themselves. A guy going over the waterfall, going over Niagara Falls on his jet ski, for instance. But no, we should see who's won it recently. I like the guy who was trying to get a free can of Coke from the Coke machine, and the Coke machine fell on him and he died. But I used to do that myself.
Oh, 2022's the last lot of.
Is he? And who died in what way?
Martha Oates dying. Do you want to do some Darwin Awards? I'll put.
Yeah, what's this we got?
Under plumber shoved 17 sausage rolls up his bum, and his name's Greg.
Oh.
Darwin Awards. Let's have a look what we got then. 2022. Steel MacBook armor. You are wearing body armor. And what's that? Hang on a minute. Pastor Sean meets his maker. Boating on Lake Simeo was a delight to Sean and his friend up until his boat began to flounder and he had no life vest. No worry, other boaters on the lake called the Pinellas County Sheriff Rescue. Actually, wait there. Bear with me a moment. I've got to click on it. Actually, live. I'm actually doing this live.
Okay then. So it brings up the whole thing.
Right. Okay. Okay then. So he had no life vest, but no worry. Other boaters in the lake called the Pinellas County Sheriff Rescue Team, and on Friday afternoon, shortly after 2 p.m., they were safe on land again. Catastrophe averted. Kissed the earth. Pastor Sean, 39. Evidently wanted none of the same.
More.
Called a friend.
More of the
to ferry him back. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm in dark light. I'm actually doing this live from my bed, so please forgive me. He called a friend to ferry him back out to the lake so he could rescue the ship in distress. Okay, well that's understandable, but then again, without a life jacket. Around 5:30 p.m., poor Pastor Sean tried to transfer to the little boat and actually capsized it. Not so easy to jump from one boat to another, right? Especially when it's already foundering. So poor Pastor Sean was definitely in the drink, life vest, and unable to swim. For sure, his buddy tried to save him, but was unable to pull the pastor out, and he was unable to get the pastor out of the water because it's super tricky to heave a body into a boat. It requires strength and practice, and sailors learn to grab a hold of the life vest and forcibly hoist the person in.
Well, it's not only a
Don't have
dead weight.
handles.
It's not only a dead weight. It's a fucking sopping wet dead weight as well, isn't it?
Exactly. So many choice points. You can't swim. The boat was sinking, and you try to rescue it without a life vest, and you incautiously plunge into the water to boot, and you're thinking, God help us, those who hobble themselves.
Are you thinking God helps those who hobble themselves? Ouch!
Yeah.
Fucking hell, this is caustic, isn't it?
I know, it's written freaking weird. This is, Pastor could not walk on water, but he could not swim in the water. He could not leave the water. The only remaining option was to sink. Reluctant to stereotype, he was indeed a Florida man. I don't quite understand that last bit. The Ellis County sheriff arrived at 5:42, which is 12 minutes later, to rescue divers searched for 4 hours and finally located the body. Poor choices, poor Pastor Sean. Where did you go wrong? That doesn't sound like a Darwin Award. It just sounds like someone drowned.
Yeah.
But anyway, I suppose because he.
They don't make them like they used to, the Darwin Awards.
No, I like someone like too many marshmallows.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah,
I'll do that then. 2nd of January 2022, Hawaii, USA. The man was 75, but still game for an off-limits sortie into Volcanoes National Park. Actually, like, this dude could have been killed by a fucking. I used to watch a program called National Park Mysteries, and they say that there's like a female goddess that protects Volcanoes National Park, because there's a weird thing where a couple were found both burnt to death, but they weren't anywhere near a volcano or anything like that. So they think there might be. So this might actually be paranormal. It's probably not. As a resident of the nearby town of Hilo, the elder hiker was well aware of lava's distinctive molten danger. Probably had a picture of Pompeii on the wall. Yet this midnight hike past a warning you will die sign, all locals know better, seemed sensible to him. How cool to see the hot red glow of lava at night, right? Mesmerising lava was the siren song that lured this old boy to a magnificent sight and a midnight death. Natural laws have no pity, deceased author Robert Heinlein commented to the luckless volcano vanquished chap as he woke up in the afterlife. I hereby suggest this man is worthy of an award for his red-blooded stupidity. Can we give a Darwin Award to an oldster and not bellow about how he's already done reproducing, my dear readers? I cannot help but love these concentrated. Fucking hell, this bloke. Is this like this dude's not having a good time, is he? This is not fun for this guy, is it? It's like, fuck you, I'm still alive. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Why can't I be stupid?
Alive. You're a cunt. I'm still alive. Fuck you.
Fuck, why haven't
Bring it
I walked
on.
into a propeller blade yet?
Yeah. I think that's depressing, mate. I don't think I'll read any more of these Darwin Awards. That bloke's like way too fucking snotty about it, isn't he?
Like it. Yeah.
Wasn't there some? Didn't I see some Nessie news somewhere, or was it the big cat DNA's been tested? That's a follow-up to one of ours, isn't it?
Yeah, let's go for the big cat DNA.
Quick one first, though. They found mammoth chromosomes stored in ice.
Oh.
I've already read this story about 20 years ago.
Yeah. What? We haven't done anything yet. Fucking hell, Jesus.
Yeah. Such an amount. No, this is a new one they've found because they
we found
read
a
the
new
old
one.
story.
This
Such an
is
immaculate
another
level of
of those.
preservation is unusual because mammoth remains are usually damaged due to repeated thawing and freezing over thousands of years. This example, however, was thought to have been flash frozen and then there's never once thawed out. So that's why they should be able to get DNA. They really will get DNA off it this time, and they absolutely will make mammoth babies.
That's another 24-hour drinking. That is because I heard some time ago they were gonna.
Do you remember that one about 20 years ago?
Yeah,
when they said they had sperm.
Yeah.
They said they had sperm from a mammoth's ball bags.
2008 or something. I remember 2008.
Exactly. I
read a whole article in. Was it? Did you used to read Focus as well, then, Ian?
No, I didn't think I did.
It might have been Focus. Focus magazine, which is like a science magazine. I used to read that, and they said they'd actually found the mammoth. They actually got mammoth semen. Sorry,
they were going to
but
make
the thing, because then they go into a whole thing. The article went into a whole thing that like dead semen can still fertilize an egg, but dead eggs can't be used at all. So there was actually a real possibility of making a mammoth. But this is about 20 years old. This article I read. So it's really real this time, guys. They're really, really going to make a mammoth.
See, that was 2008, and it was around that time they were going on about 24-hour drinking, weren't they? Same thing. All talk and no action.
Yeah.
Just didn't happen.
I thought there was some new Loch Ness news.
There is a few things.
Or at least they'd found, or big cat news, because they'd actually DNA'd it, hadn't they? And they actually now admit that there are.
Yeah, there are big cats
ABCs,
in the UK.
don't they?
Be careful when you're out there. Tell you one thing though, what I'm hoping to do next month, which I probably have got planned, is a road trip to the haunted Dalton Church in near the New Forest. I'll do some filming there and hopefully have an encounter with the Phantom Monk. Well, I'll do, because I haven't done a road trip since last year when I followed in the footsteps of Frederick Fleet, wasn't it? And disrespected his grave. But, yeah, so next month, though, that's what I'll do. Be good. But big cat shit, yeah. Some good stuff
I'll have
going
to try
on.
and find the story now. But I thought they'd found they'd got tested some DNA. New DNA. Hold on, I found it. That's wait for that sneeze to build up. Long-held rumours of big cats living in Britain have been inflamed by the results of a DNA test apparently revealing strands of black animal hair from a barbed wire fence belonged to a big cat. The hair was conducted following a sheep attack on a farm in Gloucestershire in 2022. A forensic laboratory then analysed it using mitochondrial DNA methods to ascertain a 99.9% match to the leopard species Panthera pardus. The investigation in 2017 began when the Gloucestershire farmer found one of his lambs dead. Through social media, documentary filmmaker Matthew Everett got in touch with the farm and came to investigate the site. Everett's team took swabs and sent them to Warwick University for testing with no results. However, the jawbone of the sheep, which had tooth marks in, was sent to the Royal Agricultural University in Cirencester for analysis. The indentations were confirmed as potentially belonging to the molar and premolar of a big cat. In 2022, the same farmer contacted Everett again to report another sheep attack. It was a large lamb this time, at least 35 or 40 kilos. What were that? There were what looked like 2 canine puncture marks on the skin. At the time, we thought, well, it could just be a dog worrying. We weren't really sure. There was wool sprawled across the ground, although some sort of struggle had taken place. We checked the perimeter for access points, and there wasn't any. There was a wall that was very high where something could have jumped down quite easily, and that's when we saw the wool and hair on the barbed wire fence. This time, the team recovered clumps of hair, sent them to a laboratory for mitochondrial DNA tests. They were found to be a 99% match for the leopard Panthera pardus. The laboratory has requested to remain anonymous. It's not the first time black cats have been suspected of living in Gloucestershire. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Everett's got a documentary coming out soon, Panthera Britannia Declassified.
Yeah, so what he did then was just get some panther hair from a zoo and put it on the fence himself.
Yeah.
And then got that in the paper so he could publicise his crappy documentary.
Do you not do you not believe that they could be out there, or do you think they were out there and they've died off now, or what?
I don't see. I imagine they have been at some point. Whether there's a breeding population out there, which you would think there should be.
Wouldn't the breeding population have to be quite sizable though? Because otherwise these things will end up spazzy, aren't they?
So. Yeah, they can't be. And if they let's say a lion breeds with a tiger, then you get a liger, don't you?
And they're infertile, aren't they?
Yeah, they got no this. They can't reproduce. But yeah, obviously, I'm sure that big cats have escaped from private zoos and things like that. They used to be people's pets in the 60s. You were allowed to do that, and then they got outlawed. So
I thought it was early in that. I
pictures
thought
of
it was like
people.
the 20s they changed the law on owning
No,
property.
it was the 60s. Look,
Oh,
it's
was
the
it?
spring
Oh,
in
okay,
the
then.
60s. Yeah, because there's people walking down Carnaby Street with a leopard on a lead and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. A mystery animal, is it? We know that they do exist. It's not like a Bigfoot, which we know, which is an unknown creature, just they're out of place. They shouldn't be, living in Gloucester. You know? So,
Yeah.
but obviously, you have Scottish big wild cats, which really are not that exciting, are they? They're just sort of a bit bigger than your normal cat. So, but interesting.
UFO whistleblowers are being threatened, claims Luis Elizondo. Yeah,
Not him again.
The Men in Blackout again, then, are they?
Yes.
Speaking on the Good Trouble show back in May, he wanted to make it clear that if anything suspicious happened to him, people would know who was responsible. I would like to make this perfectly clear to the American people. I'm not prone to accidents. I'm not suicidal. I'm not abusing drugs. I'm not engaged in any illicit activities. If something happens to me or my family members in the future, you'll know what happened. Another prominent figure who has spoken out about this issue is Representative Tim Burchett, a firm proponent of UFO disclosure who happens to be a friend of Elizondo. Birdshit.
Tim Birdshit.
Yeah, what would you do for bird shit on your head, Ian?
I'd pay her for that privilege. Yeah. Pay her good money.
There is whistleblower protection, but it's a joke, and we know it's a joke. He told Fox News. Louis a dear friend. Okay, what's the actual meat and potatoes of it then? Recently revealed there have been several threats against him, as well as several other whistleblowers formerly associated with the UAP effort. Don't buy it. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
I think if he was that worrying, I don't think he'd be wandering around talking about stuff, would he?
Nah. These people always sort of,
I don't think they warn you. I think they just fucking top you. Have you seen the Marge Simpson mummy, Ian?
I haven't. It sounds good. Let's have a look at the Marge Simpson mummy. Let's see what it's like, and show the people at home.
I'll put it in here so you can have a look at it yourself.
All right then.
They found a mummy that was dressed like Marge Simpson. Marge Simpson found on coffin of Egyptian high priest's daughter.
Oh yeah. It is as well. That's pretty good.
What do you think, Marge Simpson? Simpsons did it first. The resemblance is quite uncanny, even down to the green dress, yellow skin, and blue hair. Although if we don't remember Marge's hair being quite this square shaped. The reality of the coffin is that of Tadi Ist, who was the daughter of ancient Egyptian high priest. Surrounding the image are depictions of 12 high priestesses representing 12 hours of the day. The coffin was found at Grifa in
12 hours of the day? What?
In Tuna.
Yeah, day. I think it just means day, like.
Oh, actual in the day. Right, okay.
Midnight to midday. I think it means those 12 hours. Coffin was found at Grifa in Tuna Al Jabal Minia. Tuna Al Jabal Minia is quite nice. You ever had that, Ian?
Yeah, I had it in a Egyptian restaurant.
According to the original press release, also found at the site were amulets, sweets, stone, and wooden coffins with mummy. Well, don't give it to Sri Lankan fishermen, because they'll fucking chomp all that stuff up, won't they?
The writer of that article just saw that Blackadder episode with Tom Baker where they go to sea and they end up drinking their piss.
Yeah. Well, he was drinking his before we left port.
They gave it to Melchard at the end, didn't they?
Yeah. No, do you not remember the bit where he said he's been drinking his since before we left port?
Yeah. He was mad. Nice.
What else have we got here? Found Shackleton's last ship now. I found it all.
Really?
The Turing test has been passed for the first time.
Have they found the treasure on Oak Island yet? Because that program is going on It's
I thought
dragging on a
I
bit
thought you were a
now.
big fan of that.
Well, I like the original story, and I did watch the program. I knew, but there's never been any treasure there.
I think
and
it was
that's
better
quite
when there was a
obvious.
bit of mystery in it, weren't there?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it for a while, but I did enjoy The Curse of Skinwalker Ranch. Did you watch any of that? At least they were actually finding stuff. They weren't finishing the mysteries off, but at least they were like finding stuff, and it was scientific and that.
I couldn't really get my head around it though. What exactly? Because there's various unexplained things happening at Skinwalker Ranch, isn't there? And there
Well,
are
they're kind of
werewolves there as well.
They're kind of scattergunning it though. That's the idea, isn't it? So they're
Yeah.
They're doing a bit of everything.
Yeah, trying to get it all into one. But no, with Oak Island, that program's been going on for years, and they found nothing. And even when you read, I liked the original story before the program, but even then I thought, well, it's not necessarily
with the weird treasure in the baffles and the twat that fucking smacked the baffle out and buried the whole thing.
And there's no evidence at all for any treasure being there ever, and it's like it's all it's
so
just
basically he basically did it because he bought the island. He didn't really want it, but he wanted to sell it for a good price because it weren't worth anything.
Yeah.
But he wanted to sell it for a good price.
It could be, but yeah, it's ridiculous, and they've never found anything. There's like there's imaginary booby traps and shit, which they never find.
Well,
He
did find the wooden panel that he said was a baffle, though, didn't he?
Oh,
like that. What was
wooden
that
panel?
down there?
A wooden panel. Whoop-de-doo. Here's the It's gonna be wooden panels.
It's a shitty island in the middle of nowhere. Why is a wooden panel buried? I don't know, however far down it was. Hold on, you're gonna make me look at the curse.
That doesn't mean that there's treasure there, does it? Because there's a wooden panel.
Oh, dear me.
Because you find a wooden panel.
Not necessarily that, but what's that wooden panel doing there?
We don't know. We don't know, but that doesn't mean that there's treasure there. You find things, but it's like, well, yeah, all right, but that doesn't mean there's treasure there. You found a wooden panel.
Yeah, but you're forgetting the gold-plated evidence. There's a Spanish copper coin dated to the 17th century.
Right.
There's a yet to be authenticated Roman sword.
No, that's bullshit. That was a
supposed 12th century manuscript. A small piece of material that may be a piece of an old book. Look at you, just sweeping over all the evidence. All the evidence. A bone fragment of Middle Eastern ancestry.
Well, it can only mean there's treasure down there, isn't it? If it was a bone fragment. There's...
What about a lead cross with a square hole at the top from between 1200 and the 17th century in honor?
Yeah, that means that Captain Kidd buried his treasure on that island and is still there waiting to be discovered. That's what the square hole
Look at this
means.
stuff. The stuff like the rhodolite garnet brooch of 400 to 500 years in age.
No.
And Ian, I'm just gonna fucking blow you away. You just skeptic. They found a metal hinge. They found a fucking metal hinge, Ian.
Yeah, that's it can only be the treasure then, isn't it? Only treasure. Yeah.
And
the fortune buried under it.
And an acclaimed Roman era shipwreck just off Oak Island, authenticated as of 2016. They found fucking ring bolts as well, Ian. Ring bolts.
Yeah. And they found some wood as well.
They found
shoes.
They found ox shoes as well, and a metal panel.
And some stones.
And a carved stone slab similar to some on the surface, and one dug in 1804. Why are you trying to hide the fact that there's definitely treasure on Oak Island, Ian? With all these finds, that absolutely point to a treasure being on there.
And they've destroyed the island as well with all their drilling. It made such a mess of it. I think they bought it though. The Laguna brothers bought. I think they bought the island, so I suppose they can do what they want with it.
It's their island.
It's fuck all on there anyway. The treasure was what the money they made from the TV program. Yeah, so it's a good
have
story.
you not watched the So have you watched Curse of Oak Island drilling down?
I used to watch it, but I have actually given up on it now.
Yes. The Curse of Civil War Gold. You watched that one? Season 1 of History's The Curse of Civil War Gold debuted on March 6th, not 2018. In the spin-off series, they hunt for Confederate gold, which disappeared during the American Civil War.
Yeah, that's another program where they find fuck all.
I don't know. You're just highly skeptic. Just some of the stuff. They found a hinge there, Ian. They found a fucking hinge there and ring bolts.
If they found the treasure, though, then it would be end of story, and they wouldn't have any more programs to make.
Yeah, but Ian, they found a hinge and some ring bolts and a metal panel. Fucking hell, Ian. If that's not conclusive evidence of a treasure, I don't know what is.
Yeah, concrete dildo as well. They found
concrete dildo. Oh dear. Right, I think I'm gonna have to stop this show in a minute because my throat is done.
They're overrun.
Oh look, Instrumental Lizard. They found a nail too. You forgot about the time they found a nail, didn't you?
Yeah, and a nail. Yeah. Well, there's still hope, and I'm sure one day they'll find the treasure.
Better a lapdog to a slip of a girl than a git. What's that from? Is that Red Dwarf?
Yeah.
Oh no. That's Blackadder, isn't it? That's from the Sea episode. The thing.
You've got a woman's hands. That one.
Yeah. You've got a woman's legs. Right. So anyway, I'm dying.
Good night, all.
We've done 2 hours. Night all. Bye.
Bye.
Spooky.